Hello, Mr. Bird. I hope everything is going well and you're traveling safely. Just wanted to give you a follow up on Chapter 5 Ethics in International Business. Learning Objective 5-1 is ethical issues in international business. Number one is employment practices. In order to establish minimal acceptable standards that safeguard the basic rights and dignity of employees while guarding against ethical abuses. Number two is human rights. So, basic human rights are not respected in many nations, and by adopting an ethical stance could arguably help improve human rights, such as in the case of South Africa during days of white rule and apartheid. Number three is environmental pollution. Environmental regulations are inferior to those on the home nation. Developed nations govern the emission of pollutants, dumping of toxic chemicals, use of toxic materials in the workplace. And corruption has and always will be a problem in society today. There has been a Foreign Corrupt Act that now outlaws the paying of bribes to foreign government officials to gain business. Moral obligations. Social responsibility is necessary. Businesses must consider social consequences when making business decisions. Learning Objective 5-2 deals with ethical dilemmas. Some argue that what is ethical depends on one's culture. For example, in the United States, we execute murderers, yet in many cultures, execution is an insult to human dignity and the death penalty is outlawed. In the example of Asian cultures, gift giving is a part of negotiating. However, others may view it as bribery. In the case of an orphaned 12-year-old girl working in a factory to support herself and her 6-year-old brother. As an American, we would find this child labor to be a violation of ethical code. Ethical dilemmas are tough, and when put in such situations, alternatives are far from ethically acceptable. Learning Objective 5-3 has the roots of unethical behavior. As you see, the roots include personal ethics, decision making processes, organization culture, unrealistic performance expectations, leadership, and societal culture. Learning Objective 5-4 Philosophical Approaches to Ethics. Number one, strawman. This approach to business ethics, scholars demonstrate that they offer inappropriate guidelines for ethical decision making in a multinational enterprise. The perfect example, the Friedman Doctrine. Number two, utilitarian and Keynesian ethics. Moral philosophers see value in utilitarian and Keynesian approach to business ethics. Utilitarian approach to ethics is to hold moral worth of actions or practices is determined by their consequences. Keynesian holds that people should be treated as ends, never means to ends of others. The rights theory is human beings have fundamental rights and privileges that transcend national boundaries and cultures. Number four is justice theories. This focuses on the attainment of a just distribution of economic goods and services.